Imagine finding a tiny 1-cent coin in your drawer and discovering it's worth more than your entire salary for the year. Today, we're digging into the pennies that look ordinary but can secretly turn you into a millionaire overnight. Welcome back, treasure hunters and coin lovers. Today's journey takes us to a tiny coin that millions of Americans have handled without ever realizing what kind of hidden treasure it could be. We're talking about the United States of America 1-cent coin from the year 1963. At first, it might look like an ordinary copper penny, the kind you'd find lying at the bottom of an old drawer. But as every collector knows, sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins hide the most extraordinary stories. Before we dive into the hidden value of this little coin, let's rewind time and explore the year it was born. 1963 was a powerful moment in American history. The nation was full of energy, innovation, and cultural change. It was the final full year of President John F. Kennedy's leadership, a time when optimism filled the air and America was reaching toward the future with ambition. Every penny minted that year carries a piece of that era's spirit, making it more than just a coin. It's a memory frozen in copper. Now, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1963 penny is part of the famous Lincoln cent series, introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the front, you'll find the familiar portrait of Lincoln, thoughtful, calm, and strong. The design by Victor David Brenner has become one of the most iconic images in American numismatics. Right beside Lincoln's image is the powerful message, "In God We Trust," along with the mint year that ties the coin to its place in history. Flip the coin over, and you're greeted with the classic wheat ears design, simple, timeless, and elegant. The wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing growth, prosperity, and the American dream. For collectors, this wheat reverse is more than artwork. It represents the last era of traditional American penny design before the shift to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in the late 50s. The 1963 issue stands near the end of this era, making it an important piece for anyone building a full collection. But what really makes this coin exciting today isn't just its design or its history, it's the hunt for special versions. Not every 1963 penny is worth more than a cent, but certain examples with exceptional condition or striking qualities can skyrocket in value. Some were minted with unusual die errors, while others survived the decades without a single scratch, maintaining the brilliant luster they had the moment they left the mint. These are the coins that collectors dream about. A flawless 1963 penny with sharp details, clean surfaces, and full red luster is extremely rare. Remember, pennies are coins that were meant to be spent, tossed around, carried in pockets, and scraped against countless surfaces. So finding one that still shines like new after more than 60 years is nothing short of extraordinary. The rarer the condition, the higher the demand, and in the world of coin collecting, demand can turn a simple copper coin into a true treasure. Some collectors also search for minting errors, slight misalignments, doubled lettering, die cracks, off-center strikes, and other quirks that happen during production. These mistakes are unintentional, but they transform the coin into a unique collectible. An error penny from this year can instantly stand out and bring premium attention at auctions or private sales. Now the moment everyone has been waiting for. How much could a rare 1963 Lincoln penny actually be worth? If you happen to own a version with exceptional mint state quality or a rare error, its value can climb all the way to an incredible $73,000. That's right. What once was just a simple 1-cent coin could now be valued higher than a luxury car, a year of tuition, or even a small piece of property. So don't underestimate that old jar of coins at home. Your next great discovery might be waiting right at the bottom. Today, we're unlocking the story of a tiny copper coin that millions of Americans have touched, spent, and forgotten about, yet some rare examples have turned into unbelievable treasures. We're diving deep into the world of the United States of America 1-cent penny from the year 1975. Before you rush to check your coin jar, watch this full video because by the end, you'll understand exactly why this ordinary-looking penny has caught the attention of collectors around the world. Let's travel back to the United States in 1975, a year full of energy, cultural expression, and big changes. The nation was adjusting to a new era, with people embracing fresh ideas, new styles, and a growing fascination with technology. It was a time of rebuilding, recovering, and redefining the American spirit. Every coin minted in those years carries a small piece of that history, and the 1-cent penny was a symbol of everyday life across the country. It passed through the hands of factory workers, students, parents, soldiers, shopkeepers, everyone. And today, it serves as a silent witness to an era that shaped the modern United States. The 1975 penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 and continues even today. On the front of the coin, the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln stands proudly. This design, created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, remains unchanged after more than a century. Lincoln's portrait is more than artwork, it's a reminder of leadership, courage, and the enduring legacy he left behind. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic symbol of unity and honor. Every detail of the memorial is carefully engraved, and if you look closely, you can even spot the tiny image of the Lincoln statue inside the monument. Many people never notice this small artistic feature, but collectors and enthusiasts appreciate how much detail is packed into this little copper coin. The design represents strength, stability, and a tribute to America's past. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1975 penny was produced in massive quantities, but not all of them are equal in the eyes of a collector. While most were circulated heavily and worn down from years of use, a small number were preserved in extraordinary condition. These near-perfect examples shine with original red luster, sharp edges, and flawless details, qualities that make collectors pay serious attention. The better the condition, the rarer the coin becomes, and rarity is what drives value. There's another twist that makes some 1975 pennies extremely valuable: minting errors. Mistakes happen at the mint when dies shift, metal planchets are misaligned, or the strike doesn't land correctly. These rare errors instantly turn a normal penny into a unique collectible. Some may show doubling in the lettering, unusual marks, off-center strikes, or other unexpected details. These error coins are not only rare, they're one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors race to add to their collections. Imagine owning a coin that thousands of others have passed by without noticing, yet yours carries a special trait that no other penny has. That's what makes coin collecting such an exciting adventure. The smallest details can create the biggest surprises. Now it's time for the moment you've been waiting for. If you have a 1975 penny in exceptional mint state condition or one with a rare minting error, you might be holding a coin worth an incredible $63,000. Just imagine, a single copper penny, something most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up, could be worth more than a brand new car or even a major home upgrade. That's the magic of numismatics. Hidden treasures are everywhere, and sometimes the most unbelievable discoveries come from the most ordinary places. So take a moment to check your old collections, dusty jars, forgotten boxes, and childhood piggy banks. You never know what timeless treasure might be waiting for you. We're exploring a small coin with a big story, one that millions of people handled without ever realizing the hidden potential inside it. Our focus is on the United States of America 1-cent penny from the year 1976. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary copper coin, but as we'll uncover today, some rare examples of this penny can be worth far more than anyone would expect. So stay tuned, because by the time we reach the end of this journey, you might start checking every penny that comes your way. 1976 was a monumental year for the United States. The nation was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years of independence, history, and evolution. Streets were filled with patriotic decorations, events were organized in every state, and the entire nation felt connected by the proud spirit of the anniversary. While many coins from that year featured special bicentennial designs, the humble 1-cent penny remained unchanged. But don't let that simplicity fool you. This coin still carries the energy and importance of that historic year. On the front of the penny, Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait continues to stand tall, just as it has since 1909. Victor David Brenner's artwork captures Lincoln's strength and wisdom, and over time it has become one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. The date 1976 sits just beneath Lincoln's image, tying the coin to that unforgettable bicentennial year. Flip the penny over and you'll see the magnificent Lincoln Memorial. This design replaced the wheat ears in 1959 and remained on the reverse for decades. It's a detailed tribute to one of America's most impactful leaders, and if you look closely, you'll notice the tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, an incredible detail that many people overlook unless they examine the coin carefully. What makes the 1976 penny particularly intriguing for collectors is the possibility of high-grade preserved specimens and rare errors. Most pennies from this era spent their entire lives in circulation, riding in wallets, jangling in pockets, and sliding through countless cash registers. Because of this heavy use, it's rare to find one still shining with its original red luster. A penny that survived untouched for nearly 50 years is like finding a frozen moment of history. Even more exciting are the minting errors that slipped through during production. These may include doubling in the lettering, off-center strikes, die cracks, weak strikes, missing details, or unusual planchet flaws. To the average person, these might look like imperfections, but to collectors, they are unique fingerprints that can transform a normal penny into a valuable rarity. Each error type has its own story, its own personality, and its own appeal in the world of numismatics. And that's what makes coin collecting such an exciting adventure. You never know when a small, overlooked coin might turn out to be something extraordinary. A penny that most people wouldn't bother to pick up from the ground could end up being the star of a collection. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. If you come across a 1976 penny in exceptional mint state condition, or one carrying a striking and rare minting error, its value could climb all the way up to an astonishing $68,000. So don't underestimate the pennies hiding in old boxes, forgotten jars, or dusty drawers. Your next big discovery might be sitting right under your nose. Journey takes us deep into the world of American coinage, where even the smallest coin can hide an incredible story. We're shining a spotlight on the United States of America 1-cent penny from the year 1978. A coin that millions of people have spent, saved, ignored, and tossed aside. But as always, hidden among the ordinary are rare gems that can leave collectors stunned. So settle in, because you may never look at a simple penny the same way again. To understand the magic behind this coin, let's rewind to 1978. America was moving through a decade of change. The country was experimenting with new ideas, new technology, and new lifestyles. Disco music filled dance floors, the space program continued inspiring dreams, and the American public was entering a new era of creativity and independence. And during all of this, the humble penny quietly traveled through the hands of workers, students, families, shoppers, and dreamers. Every coin minted that year became part of everyday life, silently witnessing the culture and rhythm of the time. The 1978 penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln Cent series, a series loved worldwide for its beauty, simplicity, and history. On the front of the coin, Abraham Lincoln's profile remains a symbol of dignity and leadership. The original design by Victor David Brenner continued to stand strong even after decades of use. His portrait captures Lincoln's strength and calmness in a way that has fascinated generations of collectors. Turn the coin over, and you'll be greeted by the iconic Lincoln Memorial. This detailed design sits proudly on the reverse side, representing unity, memory, and the resilience of the American spirit. If you look closely, you'll notice the tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a miniature detail that proves how much artistry can fit into something as small as a penny. The engraving isn't just decoration, it's a tribute to American history and to the values that shaped the nation. But the true excitement begins when we talk about the rare versions of this penny that were never meant to be rare at all. Most pennies from 1978 were used daily and showed typical signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, dents, and fading. However, a very small number were preserved in nearly flawless condition, protected from circulation, and kept with an unexpected level of care. These untouched examples, still shining with original red luster, have become extremely desirable among collectors. Then there are the minting errors, unintentional mistakes made during production that accidentally create one-of-a-kind coins. These errors can include doubled lettering, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, unusual metal planchets, and a variety of other rare features that transform an everyday penny into a remarkable collectible. To a casual observer, these errors might look like simple flaws. But to a serious collector, they are the golden ticket, the unique traits that turn a regular coin into a prized treasure. Coins like these represent the thrill of coin collecting. The excitement doesn't always come from the largest coins or the oldest pieces. Sometimes it's the smallest, most ordinary coins that hide the greatest surprises. A penny that traveled through history unnoticed might suddenly reveal itself as something extraordinary. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. If you happen to own a 1978 penny in unbelievably high mint state condition or one carrying a rare minting error, its value can reach an incredible $78,000. So the next time you pick up a penny or clean out an old jar of coins, take a closer look. That tiny piece of copper might hold a story, and a value you never expected. Diving into the story of a small copper coin that many people overlook, yet it carries a history richer than its face value ever suggested. We're talking about the United States of America 1-cent penny from the year 1979. You may have held one, spent one, or ignored one without even realizing that some rare examples of this coin are worth far more than anyone could imagine. So sit back, relax, and get ready to uncover the secrets behind this seemingly ordinary penny. To truly appreciate the 1979 penny, let's take a moment to revisit the time in which it was created. The late 70s were full of shifting trends and cultural transitions. America was moving from the disco era into a new wave of technology and modern lifestyles. The country was adjusting to new leadership, new challenges, and a new sense of identity. Music was changing, fashion was changing, and technology was beginning to shape the future. In the middle of all this, millions of pennies were minted, coins that quietly traveled through the pockets and hands of everyday Americans. The 1979 penny is part of the historic Lincoln cent series, one of the longest-running coin designs in the world. On the front of the coin, the profile of Abraham Lincoln stands strong and thoughtful, a reminder of perseverance and leadership. Victor David Brenner's artistry captures Lincoln in a way that seems to reflect both strength and calm wisdom. This iconic portrait has become a symbol recognized around the globe. Flipping the coin over reveals the powerful image of the Lincoln Memorial, a monument dedicated to unity, sacrifice, and national pride. Look closely and you'll notice the miniature statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, an incredible detail many people miss. Every line of the building, every column, and every shadow in the design represents the craftsmanship and symbolism that make this coin such a special piece of American history. But what sets some 1979 pennies apart from the millions minted that year? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and unexpected minting quirks. Most pennies from this time are worn, scratched, and dulled from years of use. They've passed through countless hands, fallen into pockets, been tossed into jars, and spent decades in circulation. Finding one in pristine condition, still glowing with original mint red luster, is extremely rare. These untouched, high-grade pieces become prized possessions among collectors. Then there are the minting errors. These unique mistakes occur during the coin production process, and they can turn an ordinary penny into something truly exceptional. Some coins might show doubling in the lettering or the date, while others might have off-center strikes that shift the entire design. There are also planchet errors, die cracks, and misalignments that create unusual shapes or patterns. To the untrained eye, these might look like imperfections, but to collectors, they are fascinating and highly desirable treasures. A single error can set one penny apart from every other penny ever minted. That's what makes coin collecting so magical. The idea that something small, overlooked, and nearly forgotten could suddenly reveal itself as a rare and valuable prize. As we journey through the world of coins, one thing becomes clear: the past is full of surprises. Hidden among everyday items are stories, artworks, and historical footprints waiting to be rediscovered. And sometimes, those rediscoveries come with a value far greater than expected. Now, for the part you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a 1979 penny in incredibly high mint state condition, or one with a rare and dramatic minting error, its value can rise to an astonishing $88,000. So take a moment to look through your coin jars, your old wallets, your drawers, or even your childhood collections. The next extraordinary penny might already be in your hands. If you enjoyed this long journey into coin history, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another fascinating story. Thanks for joining me today, and may your next discovery be the one that leaves you amazed.